Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Lanny Howard, and I'm so grateful to welcome you here today. So we always begin with a song, so I just invite you to stand up and let's sing together.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, gives me everything. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome again to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. Once again, I'm Reverend Lanny Howard. I'm the Minister Emeritus here at the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. And just want to remind us that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and you say, am I on a spiritual journey? Well, guess what? You're in a spiritual universe and you are a spiritual being. So whether you know it or not, you are on a spiritual journey. And wherever you are on that journey, you are welcome here. And so, yay. Thank you very much, Gary Michael, for that beautiful song. Appreciate you. And I'm honored to be your speaker and your MC today. And we do have help as Children's Church. If you'd like to join Children's Church, you are more than welcome to do that or not. And so we are going to just send some light to the kids' church. Is anybody over there? Yes, we have somebody there. So we just send love and light to the children. Yay, and thank you, Carol, for being with the kids today. So we always need to remind ourselves of who we are because, you know, we're all about minding our minds, and the thing is there's so much out there that dissuades us from what we know. So we are a inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical applications of the teachings of the science of mind and spirit. And what the heck does that mean? So we could sort of encapsulate what we believe into these four things. All thought is creative and influential. That means it's really important for us to mind our mind, to think about what we're thinking about. Because whatever we're thinking about and the energy that we're putting into it is having a vibrational effect in the universe, in our world. Second, there is only God. And so all of this evil and devilishness that we may perceive is really starting and stopping in our mind. That all of that which we perceive as, people say, why did God doesn't do that. People do. And why do they do it? Because their thinking is off the tracks. So we just bless them and know the highest good. The presence of God is everywhere. Everything in our experience is a call for love or an expression of love. When you know that, it enables you to make a shift in your mind when something happens that you do not understand. And so it might be a call for love. And it looks really destructive and it looks really unfortunate. And guess what? It's a call for love. So everything in our experience is either a call for love or an expression of love, no exceptions. And the other thing to remember is that right inside of you, that spiritual being, you are whole, perfect, and complete in this moment. You are whole, perfect, and complete. So, that's good to know, isn't it? That's a big burden off our mind. So, oh my God. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw that it was good. A little blinding, but good. So if you are here for the first or second time and you feel comfortable in doing so, would you raise your hand so we can welcome you? All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll give you a little bit of information about our community and hope that we will see you again. And it's not let's see. Okay, Pat, I know you're, okay, don't be sorry. She's giving some information, but first, she's going to be lighting our inclusion candle. Now, we light this candle to celebrate the unity of all life, all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within us. So, let us remember that light of spirit. Thank you, Pat. Within all of us. Now, we are a praying community. So in the seat backs in front of you, there are little lavender slips, and those are available for you to request prayer. When you write up your prayer request, you can put it in a little wooden box on the table next to the door, the left side of the door as you leave. And then the ministers and practitioners pray on these requests all week long. And we also have a practitioner available to pray with you after service if you need prayer today. And that is Reverend Madeline Wade. She is here to pray with you this afternoon. If you are out there in virtual land watching us today, you can visit our website at sierracenter.org and click on spiritual support and prayer, and then one of our practitioners will reach out to you. So please take advantage of that. And now I'm inviting Marilyn up to the podium. She is our board president to do our community announcements.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Marilyn, and here's today's announcements. First of all, we have drop-in yoga with Sarah on Thursdays from noon to 1 right here at the center. It suggested a $11 love offering. Please bring your own yoga mat and props if you want to come for yoga. Our community potluck after service is next Sunday, September 7th. It's going to be dedicated to discussing what a practitioner is, what they do, and how to become one. We will also answer questions about other classes and programs. Please mark foods with known allergies for those of us who experience allergies. We have the North of 70 Circle happening these days, and the next meeting will be on Tuesday, September 9th, 10:30 a.m. here at the center. It's a support and networking group offered for those 70 years old or older. And guess what? Rise and Speak is back. Tuesdays beginning September 16th to October 21st. They will be meeting from 6 to 8:30 p.m., and it is filling up fast. There's a limited number of spots, so if you're interested, check it out. $60 deposit required by first class. Sign up in the foyer here. Class offering next coming up is 5 Gifts of an Abundant Life. This is an accredited Centers for Spiritual Living class designed to up-level your life and realize more abundance. Rev Patricia, who spoke last week for us here, she's going to be facilitating the class via Zoom. It begins on Wednesday, September 17th. More info in the foyer. All right. Additionally, our center is giving its time to help clean up the Yuba River. We're joining in on the annual cleanup effort scheduled for Saturday, September 20th. The cleanup starts at 9 a.m. until noon, and a barbecue lunch will be served afterward in Condon Park. We're going to meet here at the center at 8 a.m. We're going to carpool, and you're welcome to drive to our assigned location, which is Bridgeport. Really nice place. Volunteers will be given T-shirts to represent Sierra Center during the cleanup. Please sign up today if you're interested in participating in that. Again, the foyer is the place to go to get more information and sign up for things if you're present here. If you're not present in this room, you can find Zoom links and details about all our announcements in our weekly e-newsletter and on our website, which is sierracenter.org. Also, parents, no, that's finished. Okay, excuse me. And then finally, this is a friendly reminder to please silence your cell phones at this time for the remainder of the service. Thank you very much.
And now we're going to have another community song. It's not a sing-along. Okay. I was mistaken. It's not a sing-along.
Though you're welcome to sing. If you even know the words, are they up there? They probably aren't. Well, there they are. How about that? Good luck with the tune, because this is a song that I wrote. It's going to be on my album coming out at some point before the year 3000. Walk with me again, Spirit. I can do more. I know you love to use me up, but I know you always restore me. I want to know the secrets that you hide. Why the good die young? Why evil men are billionaires? Or is that merely me believing only what I see. Walk with me, Spirit. I can do more. I know you love to use me up, but I know you always restore me. The world seems ugly, beautiful, profane, sacred, vulgar, sensuous, insane. Or is that merely me believing only what I see? Walk with me, Spirit. I can do more. I know you love to use me up, but I know you'll always restore me. I stand here in the shadows of my dreams. My expectations paralyze my every scheme. So I turn my heart to you and see the things these tired eyes could never view. Walk with me and I will walk with you. Walk with me and I will walk with you.
Thank you, Gary. That was great. Yay. Oh, gosh. I'm Reverend Madeline Wade. Some of you know me, and I apologize for no. See, it took a little while for that, didn't it, to land? No, I'm teasing you. Yeah, I'm delighted to be here today. Yes, yes, yes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take an inward shift. So we're going to use, I'm going to use the bowl. And then we're going to do some ohms. And it really helps if you take a breath before you start to say om. Just a suggestion. And then from there, I'm going to go into a sacred reading. And then we'll go into like a 3-minute meditation. And then I'll bring us out with an affirmative prayer. So just relax. Sit back and relax. And get ready to om. And listen to the bowl. here's our sacred reading for today. And this one's because I couldn't resist it. It's by A. Milne, and it's Winnie the Pooh. So Pooh asks pensively, how does one become a butterfly? And Piglet says, you must want to fly so much that you are willing to give up being a caterpillar. And Pooh says, you mean you die? And Piglet says, yes and no. What looks like you will die, but what's really you will live on. Winnie the Pooh. And then this passage is from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, and I've made a few modifications updating it. There is one infinite mind from which all things come. This mind is through, in, and around us. It is the only mind there is, and every time we think, we use it. There is one infinite spirit, and every time human says, I am, we proclaim it. There is one infinite substance, and every time we move in it. There is one infinite law, and every time we think, we set this law in motion. There is one infinite God, and every time we speak to this God, we receive a direct answer. One. I am God, and there is none else. There is one limitless life, which returns to the thinker exactly what they think into it. One. In all, over all, and through all. Talk, live, act, believe, and know that you are a center in this one. All the power there is, all the presence there is, all the love there is, all the peace there is, all the good there is, and the only God there is omnipresent. Consequently, the infinite is in and through us, and is in and through everything. Act as though I am, and I will be. infinite, divine spirit, in and through all, that one source, that magnificent energy and light and love that is pulsing through each and every one of us. Feel that heartbeat. An awareness of the rhythm of your breath. You are spirit in human form. And I know and accept that as we gather here at the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, we are each nurtured, fed, and that embraces our beautiful capacity for giving and receiving. We are a beautiful ebb and flow. The abundance, the love, the light, we receive it all with gratitude and grace, perfect health and well-being. And we give that as well. The love, the light, the abundance, the grace, and the perfect health and well-being. As we know it for ourselves, we know it for others. And there is no stopping that. The power and the grace of God, of Spirit, is in each and every one of us. I embrace it, I know it, I cherish it, I celebrate it. And I know that we are divinely guided and we are listening. Oh my goodness. I listen. I listen. And I learn. And I remember that I am a divine being, as is everyone else. So this is in the law. This is the divine process of creativity and life. I celebrate it, I'm grateful for it, and I'm blessed by it, as is everyone else. So knowing this, I breathe it in. I affirm it. I carry it in my heart as well. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you all. Gary?
I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already in my eternal soul. Thank you.
Let's give it up again for Gary Weinberg, my brother from another mother. I know, right? We're always sharing stages, like for years and years and years. Every time I'd be the guest speaker, he would just happen to be the guest musician. Like, it was ridiculous. And then I take over this church, and he was like performing, and I was somewhere else. So this is the first time. It's exciting. So I'm Reverend Mitch. I'm the spiritual director here. Welcome. Happy Sunday, everyone. Turn to somebody and say, glad you came. Let's greet each other. Couldn't have community without you. So glad you're here and you made it in person. Glad you came. So I just want to give a quick plug for the Yuba River cleanup. If you're going to go or you think you can go, please get on the list. We have to turn in the numbers like on Monday. So if you could join us, we tithe our money, and now we're making an effort to give back to the community with our time and making the river and the earth just a little bit better. And we're going to have a great time doing it. So please, if you can, free barbecue after. There's going to be great pictures, lots of laughter. It's a flatter kind of area, Bridgeport. So please get your name on the list. And if you have any questions, you can see me or you can see Chana. I appreciate that people love to give to the church, but sometimes the things you bring, we don't have space for. Like, there's 2 little jars sitting out back and 2 very strong crates, and I don't know who they belong to, but I'm just asking that you please have them leave with you because we don't have a lot of space, unfortunately. So it's been a difficult week in the news. Many of us have heard about the tragedy in Minnesota at the Catholic Church, the children in Children's Church learning, and the shooter that came, and sadly 2 children lost their lives. So I just want us to take a moment and go within and send our love and healing prayers for a moment of silence to the parents, to the Minnesotans, to our country, to the world. Thank you. So come on back. I do want to say we kind of re-looked at our situation in the back and how we're supporting our children, just through the lens of safety. We have to be in the world, not of it, but there's some things we're going to do, and one of them is the back door is going to stay locked and closed after 10:30. So that protects everybody. So we don't want anyone coming back through there, and then we're lowering the shades and just really making sure that we're taking care of them and us and all of us. So if you arrive back there after 10:30, we're going to have to ask you to walk, through the front. So, all right, now a little treat. One of my favorite storyteller is Neil Ford. Anybody ever heard of Neil Ford besides me and Gary? Gary sent this video out to us, and I just love what he has to say about random acts of creativity.
The whole world is connected by small, seemingly insignificant acts. And if you ever find yourself seized by an impulse to do something silly and random and funny just to make a stranger smile, I would like to encourage you to act on that impulse. I bought this camera, a Lomo, many, many years ago. It was very hard to come by at the time, and I got it from a small photo supply company staffed by photography nerds who specialized in offbeat items like Soviet cameras with plastic lenses. And I bought mine mail order along with a few other items, and when I was checking the contents of the box against the packing slip, I noticed that the last item was listed as ROWR exclamation point, priced at $0. Rawr? Anyway, I poked around the box and I found this. This sat on my desk for a while, and every time I looked at it, I couldn't help but smile. And one day I needed to send a package to my friend Doug, and inspired by the dinosaur, I threw in a little plastic army man into the box and included a note from the army man explaining that he had fallen out of Doug's pocket years before and he'd been searching for him ever since. And about 2 weeks later, this came in the mail. You rock. That was sitting on my desk, and one of our young copywriters saw it, and it inspired her to make what she called Happy Rocks, which were little clay balls that she had stuffed with wildflower seeds, and that she would throw through the fences of the empty lots in Manhattan, and it would turn them into spontaneous flower gardens after it rained. And one day she got caught doing this by a math teacher who saw her throwing them into the empty lot by his school. And he was so enchanted by the idea that he asked her how she made them. And then he started giving these little seed bombs out to his students as a reward if they would do the extra credit math problems, which they all did. And I don't know where this will all end, but one possibility is that one of those students grows up to be the physicist who figures out how to divert an asteroid that might have otherwise sent us all the way of the dinosaurs. All because some rambunctious creative soul at a photo supply company just couldn't resist the urge to make a stranger smile.
Isn't that great? That was in lieu of my joke. I thought that was really a lot of fun. And you know, we all have that little pull, that little thing that drops in, and our work is not to judge it, right? The kid in the Photoshop could have said, really, a dinosaur? Why, right? But that's how divine direction works. And in 2018, I was directed to start something called Rise and Speak. That was my little pull, and since then I've done it for 7 years, and I've put almost 100 people through the process of telling their stories. See, stories, we live, we think, we move in story. And so I'm going to invite you to say yes to your creative, active creativity, and also we only have 2 spots left in Rise and Speak. So if it's been knocking on the door of your heart, please grab a spot. It's going to go out in a big newsletter in September. So I think we're going to not only fill up, but have a waiting list. So I attended Rev Patricia's workshop last week, and she got me to thinking about something I thought I already knew. But I saw something different. I saw something new. And I'm going to share that with you today. In fact, what I'm going to share today may not be new to you, but I'm going to invite you to look at it with a beginner's mind, because when you learned this, you were different, right? And we're all like moving streams in our evolution, and then you can't step in the same stream twice. So I'm going to invite you to keep that open mind of what else is there here to see in this teaching. And the teaching I'm referring to was created by Lloyd Strom, called The 4 Kingdoms of Consciousness. Who's heard of the 4 Kingdoms of Consciousness? Okay, well, I know where my beginner minds are. That's good. And he summarized the journey of consciousness with these 4 kingdoms, about how we move kind of from the basement of our conscious house to the apex of it. And it's not just a theory that he put together, it's a pattern of awakening we all experience to some level, where we move from the most basic I can't type consciousness all the way to the I am consciousness, uncovering both the personal and collective transformation, because what happens to one happens to all. And the 4 kingdoms are these. The first one we all pretty much start out in is things are happening to me, right? Victim consciousness. And oftentimes the inner dialogue is I can't do that. Right? And you know what I find interesting about this first kingdom is young children actually come in at the 4th kingdom. But we start programming them. You can't do that. You can't do that. And then they start telling other kids, you notice that? You can't do that, right? So we kind of get programmed with this I can't mentality. The second one is, the second kingdom, once we graduate from there, is I can, which is things happening by me. I can do things. I can make things happen. Right? That's more of a victory consciousness. The third kingdom is, now the first two kingdoms are driven by our ego. They're ego-led, right? That part of us that believes we are what we have, what we do, what others think of us, right? That we're this body, that we're all separate from each other. Those first two kingdoms are led by our egos driving the ship. The next two are spirit-led. So number 3 is things are happening through me. They're happening through me for a greater good. And this is where we start to embody our values, our intentions, aspects of spirit. And number 4 is where we release the me part and we say that we enter into unity consciousness. We are. There's just one. There's no separation. You know, Ernest Holmes, and the reason why we talk about consciousness so much, says consciousness is cause, and every form is an effect. To change the effect, we must change the consciousness. So let's start with the first kingdom, K1, like kindergarten, K1. Victim consciousness, life is happening to me. We can feel very powerless in this kingdom. It feels like things are unfair or random. Or why is this happening to me? Anybody ever said that? Why is this happening to me? I know I've said it. And it's this thing that we feel that circumstances, situations, conditions are all happening to us. You know who felt that way? Any Iala Von Zant fans? I've seen her speak and everything. Before she became a teacher, she lived in poverty. She actually was born to a mother who was drug addicted in the back of a taxi cab on the way to the hospital. And her mother sadly was struggling with cancer and died when she was a child. And then she was sent to her grandmother. Her grandmother didn't want to raise no more children. So there was neglect, there was abuse, there was poverty. And then she ended up being a young single mother, and she was just having babies. And she ended up in a housing project. And for years, she believed that life was stacked against her. She described feeling as if she was just destined to suffer. Woe is me, I can't do anything about it. Then later she discovered these teachings, metaphysics. And she realized that her own consciousness could change her world. And she began her work. And then when she began her work, she actually became an attorney, a public defender. She worked from housing project. She used to drag her kids to school, made them sit in the hallway. She was studying. And she ended up leaving that job because Spirit told her to leave. Went on unemployment and started teaching women empowerment. She made these little booklets at Kinko's. And then before you know it, it turned into a book, and then she's on Oprah. All because she changed her consciousness and let herself be spirit-led. And the principle we're working with, right? The spiritual cause is what we call the law of cause and effect. Now, spiritual laws are impersonal, right? Just as the law of gravity is impersonal. You know, I think I'm a pretty good person, but if I got in the roof and I stepped off, the law of gravity would just slam me to the ground. It wouldn't care. Same is true with cause and effect. But if you don't realize it's happening, you don't understand why things showed up. It seems like a mystery. It seems like magic. You know, it seems like magic to babies before they have object permanence is if you took a quarter And the baby's looking at the quarter, and you put it in your hand. To the baby, the quarter's gone. It's not in your hand. It's gone because they don't have the understanding and train of thought to know that the quarter's just sitting here. See, and that's our job as metaphysicians, is to understand the law of cause and effect, that it's not a mystery, that it's not a happenstance, that it's not a mistake, that it's the law of cause and effect in action. And how can we understand that law and trace it back? Right? That's our work. How can we work with our consciousness? See, we say you're not punished for your sins, you're punished by them. Right? It's just an effect of a law. And sin has been made to be many things, but it's an Aramaic word for missing the mark. So when we miss the mark in consciousness, when we have a judgmental thought about someone, right, making them less than, we're activating the law of cause and effect. We've missed the mark, and now we get judged, right? That's how it works. And you know, almost every major philosophy or religion has some form of this. The Buddhists call this karma. The Catholics call it judgment. The Christians call it you reap what you sow. In Judaism, they call it measure for measure. The Native Americans say what you do to the web, you do to yourself. In Hermeticism, they say every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. And we see this playing out in the world, don't we? Don't we see this playing out in the collective? Right? Groups, families, Hatfields, McCoys, people trapped in cycles of blame, whole groups, nations, oppression, despair, retribution. And it just keeps going over and over and over until something cracks open, until something starts to want and see that there's something better than victim consciousness. And the only way we crack open is when they all see their role in it, that there's not an us in them, but I have a piece in this showing up, right? Now, many millennia ago, we were just steeped collectively in victim consciousness. Tons of wars. I mean, if you go back in history, there was always a war going on everywhere. But there's other levels of consciousness now blossoming in our collective, and we're going to talk about that as we go along. Number 2, K2, when we graduate from I can't, we move to I can, we get into manifestor consciousness. Life happens by me. That's when the awakening starts. And we start to use our will and our intellect and our visualization and our affirmations. We move from I can't to I can. You know, I love the story of Hal Elrod. He wrote the book, The Miracle Morning. So Hal was declared dead for 6 minutes after a car accident. He woke up in the hospital with brain damage. He was told he would never walk again. And instead of collapsing into victimhood, he started visualizing. He started taking micro actions. He started to reject the diagnosis and prognosis. He went from probability to possibility and kept his mind focused there. Within weeks, he was walking. And when he was faced with bankruptcy and cancer, again, he used his consciousness to rise above it. This is an example of life by me. By me. I can. And the law we're working with is the law of attraction, right? We attract according to our vibration. And we started waking up to this, like in the 70s and 80s. Remember winning mindset and self-development, and people were talking about, I'm a self-made person. There are no self-made persons, by the way. I'm sorry, you didn't feed yourself when you were a baby, and all those types of things. And then in 2006, The Secret came out. Who's seen The Secret? Anyone seen The Secret? Now, it was good. It was missing some things, but it had some good points. and that we're not beholden to our circumstances. So then everybody's doing these practices like, I can use my mind to get a new car. So we started asking for stuff and things and for conditions to shift, still ego-based. You know, I often wonder how many vision boards had pictures of their spouse, like mowing the lawn or washing the dishes. I just thought, yeah, we'll try to control people and things out there. And here's the thing, stuff will make us happy for a minute, but that isn't what we really want. That isn't what really feeds and fulfills our soul. And we know with this I can spirit, a lot of good things came out of that time period, right? We had a march for almost everything. That's when the National Breast Cancer Association evolved in 1991. And we had events for stuff, and we were running because we can, right? We can cure cancer, we can help end poverty. Like, we were doing all of these things, but still from an ego-based dominating the condition, the situation, or the circumstance. It was also the decades of spiritual bypass, where we don't stop to acknowledge what's going on with someone. We just throw affirmations at them. Or we say, it'll be fine, it's okay, and you know, somebody's bleeding, inside. Where empathy and compassion should have shown up first. Because we need to be held, we need to be seen, we need to be cared for. Why else are we here? Like, what's the point if we can't have that experience of care and support with another human being? And until we integrate the shadow self, see, the ego doesn't want to know the shadow self. It doesn't want to know the part of us that we push away, that we judge. And that means it leaks out. And there was a lot of leaking out of shadow in this particular consciousness. I'm going to get a bigger yacht. I'm going to get a better car. I'm going to get a new spouse. Like, it was very much. And you could do that. Nobody's going to judge. Those laws don't judge. They say here. I remember I wanted a house, and I visualized a house, and I got it. But it wasn't a home. I wasn't happy there. I was overtaxed with a mortgage I couldn't afford. But I got it, So be careful what you ask for in that kingdom. And as we move from the second kingdom into K3, the third kingdom of consciousness, this is a life happens through me. This is where we start to let go of the ego driving everything, and we move into the spirit-led realm. What is mine to do? What is wanting to come through me into the world for all of us? Trusting the flow of life, trusting that there's a higher mind trying to work through us, because God, Spirit, higher power has done everything it's ever going to do for us. It's up to us now to bring it into fruition into the world, because we are the hands, the feet, the heart of the divine. There's no magic fairy coming down and fixing the economy or helping the homeless or cleaning the river. It's up to us to be the manifestation of Spirit on the planet. And you know who knew this strongly was Peace Pilgrim. Who's heard of Peace Pilgrim? In 1953, she decided to start walking across America, and she did that for 30 years, carrying no possessions, no plan, only faith. She solely depended on the flow for food and shelter of people she didn't even know. She just knew they'd show up. And people did. They opened their doors to her. They fed her. And her mission was this. This is why she was walking the whole country. To spread peace. To spread peace. That was it. And she's a living example of life living through me. See, she let go of the stuff. And you know, when you let go of the stuff, life gets interesting, because nature abhors a void. When you create space, you'll know this when you clean your, like if you ever do a big purge of your closet or like different areas, like you get rid of books and friends are like, here's a book. Like just watch, do it. Sometimes when I want a little extra abundance, I just go give a whole bunch of stuff out of my closet away. See, now, she wasn't trying to dominate circumstances, situations, and conditions. She just released for spirit to come through her and all other beings to take care of those circumstances, situations, and conditions. She saw that the quarter didn't disappear because it wasn't there. She already knew it was there, right? She had that object permanence because of her faith. And we're talking about the law of vibration and correspondence. As we align more with divine ideas, they express with greater grace and unfolding. We start to see doors open we couldn't open but make welcome because we stepped into a spirit-led life. And now, as we're up-leveling towards more good, more God, more spirit, more divine, that's a higher vibration. And that vibration that's higher can bring higher level things in that we can't from our ego self. We just can't. It's a lower vibration. And as we turn towards manifesting now, what we're manifesting is the fruits of our values, right? Like Peace Pilgrim. Peace was her value. Joy. Well-being, serenity. See, in Kingdom 2, all that stuff we wanted, we didn't want it for the thing. We wanted it for the way to make us feel peaceful, abundant, joyful. And now when we're living in this third kingdom and we're being peace and we're being joy and we're being love, those things never go away because we're the source of it. In alignment with Spirit, because that's what Spirit wants for us. Spirit wants for us what we want for us. And it'll always say yes. And as we start to embody the values of oneness and the divine, we see it start to show up and manifest in our experience. And you know, I believe very firmly right now in the collective, in the world we're living, we're starting to see this kingdom unfold. We're seeing mutual aid, community care, right? Not just individuals, but people on corners with signs, conscious community popping up. Right? We're starting to ask more about how people growing food, taking care of the earth. Like we're coming into this third kingdom right now. And we have to, or we won't make it. We have to care about all of us. And we have to care about things like the Yuba River. Don't think it's a small act. It's a powerful demonstration. And that demonstration of our consciousness to care about a river, it ripples. You may not see everywhere it ripples, but it does. And then the fourth kingdom is the oneness consciousness kingdom. Life happens as me. It's a full embodiment and awakening to the one expression, the one expressing through many, because we're all cells in a body called humanity. If those cells don't get along, what do we call that? Disease. Dis-ease. And we live in the I am where there is no separation. Your good is my good. Your abundance is my abundance. My abundance is your abundance. You know who had a transcendental experience of oneness is Anita Moorjani. I'm a big Anita Moorjani fan. After years of battling cancer, she fell into a coma in 2006, and during her near-death experience, she left her body and she realized she was one with God. She was one with love. She was one with all of life. And when she returned, some weeks later, all her tumors dissolved. She was riddled with tumors. Because she understood in that one moment of deep spiritual transcendent awareness that she was already whole. There was nothing to heal. Only more God to be revealed is what we say here. And that's a demonstration of that. And now she teaches that heaven's not a place, but a state of consciousness. This is life as me. And the law we're working with is the law of unity. That it's expressing as all, that there's only one. You know, avatars and sages, they live in that truth. They don't live in any of those other kingdoms. They only know oneness. They only know everything exists right here and now. Even if I don't see it, the quarter is already here. That's how Jesus could turn water to wine, because there was no separation between him and the wine. It was already here. It's how Patanjali levitated, right? He knew that he could be above the ground. He just didn't have any respect for any of the laws of physics. Sai Baba could manifest fruit and jewels from seeming thin air, just like the baby. Oh, look, thin air. There comes the quarter again. But he already knew it was there, because he was so steeped in this level of consciousness. Now, the truth is, you don't have to be a guru or a sage to experience this consciousness, but if you ever had a moment where time disappeared, where you felt one with something, maybe it was a piece of music, maybe it was a sunset. We've all had some transcendental experience of the physical, which is the truth of us. You know, and collectively, what I believe with all my heart, all my soul, is that the second coming of Christ is not a person, but a consciousness. This consciousness of unity, where we live not as separate tribes or nations or separate neighborhoods, but that we are one, interwoven into this one being, this one body of humanity. Imagine what the world would look like if we lived from that space, that consciousness. You know, it's already been proven we have enough food in the world to feed everybody. We're just not sharing it. Any activists in the room? Got any activists? Yeah, you can raise your hand. I'm not judging you. It's fine. I believe in activism, but I believe that the consciousness with which we take action to create a better world is even more important. And I want to share close with a little wisdom from this person. Anybody know who this is? No? Can you shut off the light, Chana? Better? Almost? Okay. This is Julia Butterfly Hill. Who remembers Julia Butterfly Hill? She lived in a tree for how long? Couple years. Imagine living a couple years in a tree. Giant redwood. Here's what she tells us. So often activism is based on what we are against, what we don't like, what we don't want, and yet we manifest what we focus on. And so we are manifesting yet ever more of what we don't want, what we don't like, and what we want to change. She goes on to say, so for me, activism is about spiritual practice as a way of life. And I realized I didn't climb the tree because I was angry at the corporations or the government. I climbed the tree because I fell in love with the redwoods. And I fell in love with the world. So it's my feeling of connection that drives me instead of my anger and feelings of discontent. So I invite you to identify what's driving you from a spirit-led space. Is it love of the world? Is it compassion? Is it empathy? Is it joy? Is it creativity? What is it for you? Let it lead you. Trust it. Have faith in it. Walk with it. Have it move through you and as you. And watch not only your world transform, but everyone in your atmosphere. Blessed be. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. If you will, please rise, and I will read our affirmation once, and then I will invite you to read it with me. I release any beliefs I have that life is against me. I step into my power right now as a conscious co-creator with the divine. Together. I release any beliefs I have that life is against me. I step into my power right now as a conscious co-creator with the divine. Blessed be. Thank you so much. You can have a seat, and if you will, please take out your gift. And we so appreciate your gifts. This is how we get to have wonderful musicians like Gary and keep the lights on and all of the good things we do to support you. If you will, please put your gift on your heart and read the intentional giving statement with me. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. That's okay. So I just gratefully receive these gifts, knowing that they are steeped with the spiritual force with which they've been given, the force of love, the force of joy, the force of creativity, the force of healing and wholeness, and all the fruits of spirit that are needed here today at the center, in the community, in the nation, in the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I release this word and I let it go, and together we say, and so it is. Wonderful. All right. There we go. Okay, we have some thank yous. Ushers, Pat and Cynthia. Let's give it up for them. Candlelighter Pat, she had double duty today. Announcements, Marilyn Gale. Streaming tech, Anna and Gary. On sound, we have Chana. Who was my sign placer, Cynthia? Cynthia, double duty. Our practitioner of the day, Reverend Madeline. Thank you so much for the beautiful readings. Children's Church, give it up for Carol. Our platform hostess with the mostest, Rev Lanny. Thank you so much. And certainly last but not least, give it up for Gary Weinberg. And what are you taking away from our experience together today? Shout it out. Oneness. Dinosaur. Won't forget that one, will you? Community. I am. I can, absolutely. Oneness. Joy. Beautiful. All right, well, it's time to welcome our children's church in. So we're going to play a little song to welcome them in. Feel free to sing along, I do. Or we won't. Is it not playing? Okay. Oh, there we go. Stars come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. All right, how'd we do?
Morning. We have a small but mighty group this morning. Rena is going to help me with our affirmation. Remember, repeat after me. I am all of that
all that
God is.
God is.
And so it is.
And so it is. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you. So let's say together, Carol. Carol. So we want to say to Arena, we see you, we love you, we're glad you're here, and we're here for you. Blessed be. Woohoo. All right. If you will please rise, we will do our benediction. If you will repeat after me, something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called I can. It's this thing called Spirit through me. It's this thing called Spirit as me. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. Take it away, Gary.
I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life.
And my heart is open wide.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. In my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit.
yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light.
I am free
In the Spirit, yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit, yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. I am only here for God.
Woo! Have a wonderful week, everyone. Please join us for cookies, coffee, and tea, and we'll see you next Sunday. Blessed be.